Konnichiwa minasan! I know I'm late for reviewing the last chapter, but I didn't really want to make a video of it because it wasn't the best chapter, let's be honest. But yeah, I wanted to talk a bit and give you my opinion, and of course I want to hear your opinion too, so let's get straight into the video.
ロジャーはあの時笑ってた。
Before we start the review, just please guys make sure to be already subscribed to the channel and leave a like to this video, of course, if you enjoyed it, and turn on the notification bell. And yes, starting with the cover page, unfortunately Michiroda made it simple. Yes, Ichiji and Riju who came to rescue their brothers. So yes, it wasn't the Blackbeard pirates who came to take the road Bongliv and they were face Katakuri, blah. No, it was simple, Ichiji and Riju. And this will perhaps be the last cover page of this journey with Germa 66, I guess. And yes, who knows, Ichiro Oda loves the surprises, so we might continue this journey and get something surprising in this story. So yes, and starting chapter 1050, in general, you know guys that always judging the arcs in specific will always be on how good the ending was. And now I'm truly worried about how Wano is gonna end. So now finger crossed for Ichiro Oda. And yes, I loved in this chapter, I loved the Toko flashback with her father Yasui and her wish not to see her father, but to know that's what her father always wanted, and he helped them a lot in this war. So yes, and she said, "Thank you, Daddy," instead of "I want to see Daddy." I loved it. Yes, that was one of the best things in this chapter, to be honest. And of course, it was related to the title of this chapter, Honor. And I loved that the fact that her father Yasui didn't eat the smile fruit before, but when he saw her daughter eating it, he ended up eating the smile devil fruit with her. And yes, I loved it. And to be honest, Yasui gotta be one of the greatest characters in Wano, because without him, the raid would have never been real. Okay, and getting back to the start, when Luffy is already finished and he is gassed up and he's done, and Kaido have fallen with Big Mom actually in a underground magma pool, which is really weird. And if that's true, I know it will probably be not the end of Big Mom and Kaido, but if that's true, that only means one thing, which is Akainu is the strongest character in One Piece history, which is Kaido should be the strongest creature in One Piece, right? But if Akainu has a magma devil fruit, which means he is the strongest creature in One Piece history. So yeah, that really doesn't make sense, and we will probably see more from Kaido probably in the next chapter. He will get back and we will see what happens. And this is not really how you can end one of the best villains the history of storybooks have ever witnessed. And what Momo said to Zunisha may relate to the discussion that he and Yamato had, where he questioned if he keeping the borders closed a little longer is really the right choice. However, I do wonder if this means that the government will successfully take Wano for themselves, unless someone or something scares them from doing it. So this will only mean one thing, which is Luffy at the end of Wano will force Momo to reopen Wano, let's say. And it is no surprise that by the time the news on Kaido's defeat is shared throughout the world, Luffy will not only receive a major bounty increase, as we discussed already in the previous videos of mine, but also become one of the, if not the most dangerous person to ever oppose the current status quo since Rocks and Roger and Dragon. So, but at the same time, I wonder if this will ever inspire any high-ranking officials such as Sengoku or Akainu to start judging Luffy as his own person and no longer views him as the offspring of another enemy worth vanquishing. But who knows? I bet Garb could use this as a good opportunity to convince his peers to not give his grandson the same unfair judgment as they did with Ace, even if it is only a little. And one thing confused me. Why at the beginning of the chapter they said Kaido is the winner of the battle, but at the ending they said Luffy is the winner? So why in the beginning you've said Kaido is the winner, which is, well, obviously Luffy was the winner? It's really confusing because, yeah, why would you say Kaido if you already know that Luffy is the real winner of this battle and Kaido is already underground in the magma pool? So yeah, that really was confusing. So why would you say Kaido? I hope that means something crazy will happen, like Kaido returning in some crazy way, or I was just overthinking. And yes, this is it, and this is the ending. But they said Kaido is the winner because they didn't really know who was the real winner. But at the end, they knew that Luffy was the winner, and this is the end of Kaido and Big Mom, the two Yonko. And at the end of the chapter, Momonosuke was headed to the capital, and they thought that he is Kaido, but he said, no, I'm Momonosuke, and don't worry, Luffy has defeated Kaido, and yes, you will be no longer scared of this dragon. And then we've seen the Akazaya, but probably 5 or 6 of them, because I haven't seen Kiyomon and Kiko and probably Izo. But yes, and they were with Hyuri, and then Dendro steps forward and says, well, this is going to be a long story, but first allow me to present the new Shogun of Wano. And finally, in the next chapter, we will see the new form of Momonosuke. And finally, after him growing up, we've only seen him in his dragon form, but now finally we will see the 28 years old Momonosuke, the new Shogun of Wano. And yes, that was the end of the chapter. Tell me your thoughts about the chapter, and what do you think? Is that the end of Kaido, or we will see more from him, or let's say a few from him in the next chapters? And yes, this is it. Tell me your thoughts, of course, about the video and my reviewing. Thank you guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and share this video to your friends and family and everybody in this planet. And yes, this is it. Thank you guys. Till next time. See ya.